Today I'm reviewing a knife that I can confidently call one of my favorites, a knife that will definitely make it into my top 5 favorite knives. This is a knife that probably brings together everything I like in knives: the shape, the materials, and the construction. And this is the Vivid model from the knife brand Kansept Knives. The designer of this knife is Jakob Lundquist. Let's go over the technical specifications. The knife weighs 108 grams with an overall length of 182 millimeters. As for the blade is 77 millimeters long with a spine thickness of 3 millimeters. The steel on my version is Damascus. The blade shape is a Warncliffe. The knife opens using the hole that is made in the blade. You can open it from the top like this, or flick it open with your middle finger. In fact, the blade is quite wide, so you can open it from any spot on the blade. The handle. The handle is made in a classic configuration, liners plus scales. The liners are titanium with a black washed finish. Additionally, they are milled in such a way that at the beginning of the handle they form bolsters. The scales are made of carbon fiber, but it's not just regular carbon, it's called copper carbon fiber. This is carbon fiber with copper added to it. And because of that, it looks really cool. I'm not sure if you can see it, but under the clip, in the area where your hand doesn't reach, the copper is lighter in color. In other areas, however, it starts to develop a patina and takes on a bit of a vintage look. The handle itself is assembled with 3 screws, 1 pivot screw and 2 handle screws. There is a small back spacer, and the clip is also attached at the end of the handle. The clip is made of steel, stamped and quite stiff. The space between the scales and the clip is not very large. I'm not sure it will fit over a thick seam on jeans, but you can give it a try. The clip is reversible since there is milling on the other side of the scale, so you can switch it over. The lock used here is a crossbar lock or axis lock, whichever term you're more accustomed to. In other words, the lock is convenient for both left-handed and right-handed users. And considering that the clip is reversible, this knife will be comfortable to use for anyone, regardless of whether they use it with their right or left hand. The action is excellent thanks to the bearings in the pivot. There is no blade play, the blade is centered. So this knife is really cool. I really like it. I like the shape, the Warncliffe, the sheep's foot. The grip is comfortable, even the index finger fits right into the finger groove. Plus there's a groove for the middle finger, and the last 2 fingers fit quite comfortably as well, with the handle fitting fully in the hand. You can also choke up and grip the choil. The choil on this knife is quite large. Your finger fits comfortably, and there's really no chance, I think, of cutting yourself on the edge. The knife itself is small, as you can see from its size. So yes, it's clear that such a large choil takes away some of the cutting edge, but this is more of an EDC knife where you're not going to be doing any particularly tough, heavy or prolonged work. So I think that losing an extra 5 millimeters of cutting edge wouldn't really make any difference. But in this knife, it definitely adds to the overall comfort. What else can I say? Like I mentioned before, yes, I really like the look of this carbon fiber itself. I actually have another knife like this, also from Kansept Knives. It's a small one like this. And then, well, there will be reviews about it here. Also, an excellent mechanism. So, having gotten one and now the second, I realized that for me, it ranks at the top in terms of materials, at least for the handle. Let's take a look at the mechanism. It's easy to operate with your upper finger or your lower one. Everything opens perfectly, no issues at all. The look, especially with the Damascus steel on the blade, is just top-notch in my opinion. I also have a couple more knives from Kansept. Here they are. Again, as I've already shown, there's this small one, and let's say a more classic material and option is this one. So, to sum everything up, I have in total 4 models, knives from different designers, but all from the same manufacturer. And honestly, not a single one of them has shown, let's say, any poor quality, bad mechanics, or I don't know, any inconvenience. In other words, the knives are just top-notch, excellent, and made with good materials. Of course, Kansept also has budget options. It really comes down to personal preference, what each person wants more. As for me, I like everything I have here, and I'll probably do a review on each one. Some of them aren't exactly new anymore, but I'll make a review for myself anyway. Maybe someone will find it interesting, because not everyone always likes the latest releases. There are models that were made a long time ago and still attract attention. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Good luck to everyone.